Hi, this is Florian. In this video I would like to give you a brief overview over the test data you can find for FISH-QUANT and how to use it. You can find the test data set on the website. You can download it. It's a simple zip archive. I already unzipped it and it contains a folder. This folder contains the typical files that you generate in the analysis of fish data. We have a number of subfolders that helps to get organized. We have one folder named images that contains all the images. It contains the raw images, the filtered images that were used for the pre-detection, and we also have a DAPI stain for those images. The DAPI stain helps to define the nucleus of the cell, which can be used to automatically detect transcription sites. Then I have a folder called outlines. It contains simple text files, one text file for each of the image files. Here the cells, their nuclei and the transcription sites are defined, together with some other experimental parameters. Outlines batch contains the same outline files, but they were generated automatically in the batch processing module. Here we have an added reference to the filtered images. Results mature contains all the results that were generated during the mature mRNA quantification. We have three files that summarize all the detected spots in each of the images. We have files summarizing the settings, and one big file that just summarizes the entire mRNA quantification. Results nascent does the same thing, but for the nascent mRNA quantification we have files specifying the settings and also summarizing the detection. You can also find a file here that contains the summary of the mature and the nascent mRNA quantification, so really the information you're after when you analyze fish data. If you open it, you see that we have number of lines. Each line summarizes one of the cells we analyzed, gives you the name of the outline file, the name of the cell, the number of mature mRNA total inside the nucleus, and the following columns how many nascent mRNAs were detected. So in this case we have a cell with no nascent mRNA. This cell has 12. Let's look at some of the images in more detail to also give you an overview how FISH-QUANT actually looks like. For this purpose we open MATLAB. In MATLAB we type simply FQ, which will open the interface of FISH-QUANT. This is the starting point, where you basically define all the parameters that are necessary for the mature mRNA quantification. You also have a number of menus that will be referenced in the help file and in the other video tutorials. One important one is the tools menu, where you have a reference to other user interfaces that can be used to perform specific functions that are necessary in the workflow. For now I just want to show you the results of the mature mRNA detection. One thing that is important in FISH-QUANT before you get started is to define a folder structure. As I showed you before, we have a number of subfolders that contain different steps of the processing, and you have to tell FISH-QUANT where those folders are. We start with a root folder that contains all of the other subfolders. In our case it's on the desktop, the folder containing all the test data. Then we have a folder for images. That's the folder with these images. Folder for the outline files. And last, we define the folder for results. You can now either just load an image by click on load image, or directly load one of the outline files by going to the menu, load cell outline. We just take the first one. You see that FISH-QUANT brings up the image, and automatically also plots all the outlines. So we have here 4 cells, and within each of the cells we have the nucleus outlined by a dashed line, and here we see one transcription site. We now want to look at the results of the maturing RNA detection. We can go to Load, Results Spot Detection. We select this file here that contains the corresponding detected spots. You see that again the image is brought up together with the outline file, but now we also have the detected spots for each of those cells. So basically the results file contains not only the detection of all of the spots, but also the information in which cell you can find them. In the following tutorials we will now illustrate in detail how all of this can be performed, so I invite you to look at those tutorials.